to Still Dripping Happy Hour.
Welcome to episode 184 of the Still Dripping Happy Hour. This is your host Mason. On the move tonight, we got Hayes. Holla.
I'm here, dude. This couldn't have been more appropriate. Go back to that last shot.
Oh, the smoke? I don't have the smoke. It's on the video.
You can't go back to it?
No.
Okay,
We'll
I was
watch
gonna
the whole
listen.
intro again.
If you knew the irony of this, it's going to be amazing here. Okay, so last Wednesday night after our podcast, I was sitting outside. No. It must have been. It wasn't after podcast. Maybe it was before. Either which way, Wednesday or Thursday. Wednesday or Tuesday. I'm sitting outside. It's night. It's dark. It's late. I'm sitting there. It was hot. And I said, you know what I wish I had? A pipe. So 2 days later in my mailbox, this guy shows up. A tobacco pipe.
I wouldn't even know where to begin on how to smoke a pipe.
It's so relaxing and so intentional. So I got a pack of tobacco. This is tobacco, people. In fact, it's vanilla cherry. I think it's what's called. It's where everybody starts. And, you know, it's intentional. Like, it takes, you got to, like, it's a
Old.
process. Maybe old.
Definitely have to be old to smoke.
Maybe old, but I got my little pouch with my tools in it. So, talk about the old, but I got a secondary story to go with it. So, it's like I aged 20 years in a week. Okay.
You're ready to retire.
So I decided, I wish. So decided to get a pipe, got a pipe, got some tobacco. I've done it a few times, but it's like a culture thing. And like, you know, it's like when you get into bourbon or it's probably very, very similar to that. You don't inhale it, like you get super sick and it's not a good experience if you inhale cigar smoke or pipe smoke. Anywho. So this past weekend, oh man, I got to get a picture. Past weekend, my in-laws called and like, hey, we're moving on from this car that we've had in our family for a while. That was basically they inherited from my wife's granddad. And they knew how much I love this vehicle. Okay. So they said, hey, you can have first right of refusal. You can buy it, basically. And I knew the answer before I knew the question. Okay. And I'm not a car guy. If anybody knows me out there, you'll know how much I don't give a crap about cars. I'm a get to A to B guy. I don't care. I'll drive a rusted car as long as it gets decent gas mileage. I really don't care about cars. It's just not my thing. I can't take care of a car very well. I'm not very mechanical. Anyway, to say I was and still am absolutely thrilled by this choice and opportunity is an understatement. Because it's everything that you need to know about me is the car I drive now. Okay. So what?
I'm on the edge of my seat. Like I'm with the listeners. I've never heard this yet. So I'm excited to hear it.
I hope this is going to be bad radio. And it's not even going to do it justice. I don't know why I don't pull up and share my screen. That's probably the best way to do it. But I am now the proud owner and driver of a 2004 Cadillac Coupe de Ville.
This is fantastic.
And the irony is like, it's the same week that I bought a pipe. I mean, it's the old menace drug dealing.
Yeah. That is so you.
You get in it, it smells like an old man. It's giant, but I've never been so excited to drive ever.
Okay, I have a question.
Go right ahead.
Assuming that nobody would have bought it for their children, which I would, even if you had the last right of refusal, you probably still would have gotten it, right?
Yeah, I think so. If it was offered to me, I was going to get it.
I mean, no, I'm saying like nobody else was going to take it.
Not my wife's family.
Yeah.
My
Gotcha.
in-law, my brothers-in-law, and sisters-in-law wouldn't be caught dead driving this car.
Yeah.
There was really only one choice. And the irony is the one choice is thrilled. It's like their dream
Right.
car. It's like, I can't believe I get a 20-year-old Cadillac. Yeah. Freaking sign me up. But anyway, I feel like I really have aged 20 years in 1 week.
Yeah.
Pipe.
When I was car shopping, they were asking me, "What do you want?" And they thought I was joking. Then I was like, I feel like my spirit car is like a 1998 Toyota Avalon.
Why?
This is the most bland, plainest
Oh.
car you can get. And they were like, and my wife's family, her aunt used to have one of those. And I was like,
Perfect.
you could have fixed it up for me. I would have driven it.
So listen,
Probably
this
not
even
great for safety for two
Mason,
children, but
especially as it relates to cars, we're identical twins here. What I drive currently, or till this past Saturday, was a 2003 Ford Escape. That was like a golf cart. I mean, it's basically a golf cart. It gets great gas mileage. It gets me to and from work. I don't give a crap. There's crap all in it. Got it from my wife's grandmother for free. Like, I didn't pay anything for the car, and that's like my dream. My dream is getting a car that lasts and can get me to and from work with very limited money. And now I just scrapped all that and got a gas guzzling 8-cylinder. It's amazing. I've never been so excited. Every morning I'm like, well, first I'm like, please nobody have stolen it or be inside the car when I get in it, or
do you lock your
open the
door?
trunk. Not usually. Probably should change.
That would be one way to ensure
That should
that
probably
nobody's
change.
sleeping in it.
But please don't open the trunk, because there's like a pallet of Coke and some dead bodies in there with some, I mean, at least 50 armed weapons.
I need to see. I mean, you've been killing it on the Fit Swap content.
Oh, bruh.
But we need Cadillac content now. We gotta have like some shorts with like your
in the
with
caddy.
you posted on the caddy, yeah.
Okay.
Like
that,
mini
noted.
Little snippets of like a music video. But
Noted.
Like 15 seconds.
This is a great idea. You'll get it within the next week.
Oh wow. You're pretty much the content king right now. I am loving these. Whose brain is this like a conglomerate? Is it a triumvirate? Yeah, like who like writes the episodes?
I mean, writing is in cinematography, right, is very relative. I'll say, Lynn didn't say anything about myself, but episode 4 was all me. I was like, hey, why don't we walk in the bathroom?
It was in the bathroom. Yeah.
Yep. I was like, this is perfect. we got a tripod, so now we can do it and make it standardized and sit still. So I guess it's just going to change from week to week. Usually it's just like a game time decision. What are we going to do? In that case, it was perfect. So I was like, I know I want the toilet right here. I want you to walk in here. It was great.
I really enjoyed that he came out of the other stall, that y'all switched stalls. Not
you
just
like that?
clothes. I really liked that. I was expecting you to just walk out with his clothes on from the same stall, but when you switched stalls, that was gold.
It made all the difference.
Yeah, it did. It was surprising.
So Coop Clean was almost uncomfortable with the shot of me sitting on the toilet with him on my lap. He's like, this is weird. Like, do you want the internet to remember this? I was like, I don't give a crap. Do you really think it's that big of a deal? It's like, it's just weird. 44-year-old man, 20-something-year-old kid. I was like, but we got our clothes on, and like, I don't understand why it's even weird. Why are we even questioning this? I have no idea. I'm not going to run for president. Um, and every single person that's seen it so far has commented that was hilarious. Died
Yeah.
laughing.
Yeah.
So
Well,
that's the point.
if you haven't seen it yet, I reposted it on my personal page,
Mm.
and I said if anybody else does a fit swap video, sends it to us, I'll give them some free vintage. Between Hayes and I, we can
I
really
didn't
hook
know
you up.
you.
So I just did it right before the pod. So
I'm on it.
anybody out there does a fit swap, sends it to us for their school day or their work day, we will 100% give you some vintage.
I will say that is true.
And between Hayes and I, we've got all the sizes covered. So
Yeah.
maybe not kids sizes, but if you're below high school, you should not do this trend anyways. But if you're in high school, you can get a good laugh.
Yeah.
So
I concur.
Offers out there. Wow.
I do over and over and over. I keep hearing this, and it's just more effort than I'm willing to put into it, at least right now. I mean, we're 4 episodes in, and that is doing a TikTok, and I don't even know where to start on that. I don't particularly care or like that. I guess it fits, right? They're 20 seconds usually. This is the longest one so far, 34 seconds. So, do I do a TikTok? Do we have still dripping TikTok? I mean, probably. And that's where I guess that's where Caddy can go to. It can be.
Yeah. You could. I mean, you can do both, TikTok and Instagram, but I'd say keep it all to the gram. I don't know. I don't know. We could, if somebody's willing to chop some of our episodes up and also put them on TikTok and Instagram, make them formatted. That'd be wonderful.
If anybody knows how to do that and they're willing to do it, we're all for you. We'll pay you in love or something.
I know how to do it. I'm not willing to do it with the current time frame that I have.
Yeah. Then that's
it's a low priority.
Fair. Any of this at this point, it should be a low priority unless it just completely takes off like we're not expecting. Or maybe we are. Don't we do everything expecting it or wanting it, like having it somewhere what is the word?
I don't know the word.
Internal, like you don't do nothing. You don't anything like this. Even our podcast, you do it because you're like in deep down. You're like, oh, that'd be really cool if that took off, and that could still be something.
Yeah.
That's what I'm meaning about it. Is what is that word? Unconscious, subconscious, like
yeah.
Who knows?
I get what you're saying.
Anyway, that was an interesting way to open up this episode. Sorry, if you got 13 minutes. You don't get those 13 minutes back. Follow all the stuff. Thank you for listening. Instagram, yada, yada, yada. All right, and go. And scene.
I just have one more comment. I feel like you I don't want this, and I don't think you're going to take it as.
Oh my gosh, are we qualifying?
I don't want.
I feel like we're way past this.
No, for the listeners, I don't want this to come across as an insult because it's a compliment.
I can't wait to hear.
But I feel like you are living into. It's not like a cartoon, but you are like manifesting your character of like the Cadillac and the pipe.
Yeah. It's like I spoke it into existence.
You're living your best life, I would say.
Yeah.
But it's like a.
Why would I take that as a.
I don't know. But I don't really even understand what I'm trying to say. It's like a.
It's like a method actor.
If I were to explain to somebody who my best friend is, it would seem like they're playing a part, like it's a character. Right.
Okay.
And so I don't know, but it's truly you, and that's what's funny and that makes awesome me feel about
good.
it.
I appreciate that.
So, yeah,
the Cadillac is what you get.
It's wonderful.
The pipe, the icing on the cake, the Cadillac icing on the cake.
Yeah.
Everything at this point, when you're 44, is just icing on the cake.
I feel like this Cadillac
it is what it is.
For you is like the peak of vanity.
and I'm not a big vanity guy, but it is like part of me, don't get me wrong, was like, oh shoot, like
2004
somebody, but the fact, I think where I can get over it is the fact that it's a 20-year-old car. Like it's not like
Yeah.
it's a 2024. It is a 2004 Cadillac DeVille, right?
Yeah. Eventually, once I'm not driving kids in car seats, I'll be more apt to get an old clunker like that. Not a clunker, but like
I was
an
going to say,
old
don't you
car.
dare say that about my car.
I
It's far from a
apologize.
clunker.
You've had plenty of clunkers, but this one's not it.
150,000 miles of pure unadulterated heat
That's
is in
low.
that guy. That's what I'm saying. It's a
That's
great
good.
shape.
Yeah.
The speakers. Oh, listen to this. Oh, this is one of my favorite parts so far. It's obviously been owned by really old people.
Mhm.
And then it was given to my in-laws who are, I mean, they're late 60s. Okay. They drove it once every few weeks just to make sure it was still running for the last 8 or 9 years. Okay?
Wow.
So I get in and immediately I've got my aux and I plug it in. And these speakers sound like they're factory made. It's like fresh off the line. I was like, they were probably listening to big band music and some Etta James and the most risque thing that's ever happened in this car is my father-in-law probably played some Eagles, right? The speakers are primo. I mean, not like trunk rattling like I
Right.
like, let's be real. That's what I want it to be, is like you throw some
You're gonna
D's
get
on that hole.
A sub in
Throw some
there.
D, but man, I mean, I've played every rap song that's got the word Cadillac so far. Every one I can find.
Even the
You name
Macklemore
it.
one?
No, not that one.
I didn't think so.
Anything else? Any other classic rap song that's got the word Cadillac in it is getting played in my Cadillac loud. And it sounds really good because those speakers haven't been touched. They've been begging to have some bass low end for like the last 15 years, probably. Please just play something that's got a backbeat, right?
If these tires could talk.
But now it's just a G-Wagon. It is the most... It's the most gangster vehicle you've ever seen. I'm just going to have to tint the windows, maybe get some gold on it somewhere. I think that's what I'm going to have to do.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, this
I
has
don't
been
know.
so much fun talking about this. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, I think thank you for listening to episode 184 of the Still Dripping Happy Hour. We're all done.
That's
now.
it? We're calling it?
No, I'm just kidding. We could. That was a
Man,
good
I
episode.
can't wait to do the caddy content. Like you saying that, just a pipe, like leaning out the window.
What's inside the box?
That's my shoe in the box.
Oh man,
It's happening. You know it's
yeah,
happening.
if I didn't hit the button, it was never. We were
It's
never
fine.
going to get off
Let's
the
move
caddy
on.
content.
Go ahead.
Well, coming back this year, maybe from 2004, the and one Tai Chi
Maybe before
coming
that.
back.
It has to
Yeah,
be before.
it was
2001, maybe 2000.
Yeah, 2000, right? Because this is the most notable
Yes.
moment of this shoe, the Vince Carter dunk contest. And one shoes, the red and white colorway. There might be back already. I had coming back on the slide, but
That's what it said.
yeah, I'm not sure. So yeah, that very nostalgic. I would think some people might buy these for that reason and that reason only. I don't see that.
That's the only reason you would buy them.
Right.
I
No
remember-
kids these days are gonna buy them unless I don't know. Unless you're a huge Vince Carter fan, maybe. I don't know.
So obviously I remember the dunk contest. A couple things just about these shoes. I went to the store. So I'm at Freed Hardeman, West Tennessee in Henderson. I go specifically into Foot Locker to buy this shoe. Or the whatever model, whatever the color they have. I'm buying this shoe. Number one was to get the N1 mixtape volume 2. Okay, so whatever year is this, 2019, 99, somewhere in there. Because when you bought N1 product, they gave you the N1 mixtape. Okay, that's the main reason I wanted. But the second reason was because Vince Carter. I love Vince Carter. The only N1 shoes that they had that I mean, they had some trash, man. And they're not great quality. Like shocker.
Right.
These are
Yeah.
not great quality shoes. The only shoe they had in stock in my size was then the KG N1 model. So I can't even tell you what it was called, but Kevin Garnett has I can't remember. It had to be post Nike, right? Or before
yeah,
Nike?
I think he went Nike and one. He
Anta,
had
Adidas for a
Anta?
minute.
he
was
had
Adidas.
he had his own signature sneaker with all 4 brands, I believe. Adidas and I don't know the 4th one.
So I remember this because of the circumstances. Is I wore the KGs 2 or 3 times. They were super uncomfortable. They were not a very comfortable shoe.
Which one, Nike or
The N1.
the
Because
N1?
really, the only reason I bought it was to get the N1 mixtape. Really, I also got a headband that I ended up playing basketball in. I remember this.
Anta
It's
was
like-
the other one. You were right.
Okay,
Sorry.
so that was my failed attempt to get the N1 Tai Chi. I've never owned a pair, but they have a lot of whatever nostalgic, especially to this moment. Which, if you remember, you don't remember. Probably you weren't born. How old were you? This is 99. This is 2000 dunk contest.
Yeah,
right?
I was 6, 5 at
So-
the moment.
So the cool thing about this time with Vince Carter was that, we had a similar moment with Kobe later on. Was he was a sneaker free agent. So this is All-Star Weekend, and he wore a bunch of different shoes. He wore a Puma because he was signed to Puma his rookie year. He wore a Puma.
What?
He wore an
I
N1.
did
He
not
wore a
know that.
Nike. He would switch out shoes all All-Star Weekend. Was wearing a different pair of shoes, but this was the most notable one because he was a free agent at that point. Then he went on to sign Nike and got in the shocks and all that. Are you fact checking me?
Yeah, no, I was looking up. They need to bring these Pumas back. Pumas
They were
back into
terrible.
basketball, man.
Yeah, but they're terrible. It's just a plain old.
with the douche on it.
Yeah, it's not. It's not a good shoe.
Yeah, you're right. It's not a good shoe, but it looks like everything else from the '90s, pretty much.
Yeah, that's fair. Yep. It
Well,
does feel,
I mean,
feel very
not
90s.
really. Yeah. Anyways, yeah. Wow, I didn't know that. You're dropping all kinds of knowledge. Yeah, I did not know he was ever with Puma. I didn't even know Puma had a athlete in basketball since like Clyde Frazier.
So listen,
Until
go back and watch,
DeAndre Ayton.
and you should listen. This is a homer pick. Obviously, it's a homer pick. Go back and Google or YouTube Vince Carter rookie highlights, and he's got Puma the whole time. Every highlight from his rookie year, and there's a billion highlights from his rookie year. It's all Puma.
Interesting. Okay. I'll be on the lookout for that now. So, yeah, that's coming back. And next we've got. Okay, have you seen this stuff coming up? The Jordan Brand team took their 4. They're not signature athletes, but I guess 3 of them are. 3 of their 4 signature athletes to China. And so they went to the Great Wall of China. They've been doing all this stuff. Zion, I feel like it's a bit, but I don't think it's funny, and I think it's super weird, is carrying around a camcorder. It's just like, I don't really understand why, because my phone probably shoots better than that camcorder does. So I feel like it's like an intention thing. I just am not a huge fan of Zion. So if Luka was doing this, I would think it was awesome. Admittedly, like, that's fine. Come after me if you want to. Paolo, it's 3 Duke guys and Luka. So Hayes is probably annoyed at this trip already anyways. So anyways,
Hayes is rolling his eyes.
yeah,
at
that's
this.
fair. Okay. Jason Tatum, Paolo, Zion, and Luka are the 4 athletes that are over there. But
the funniest thing. So they're in China, right? Friend of the pod, Jeffro Howard. I think Hayes is connected
Yeah, I
with him
think
a
he's
little bit.
gonna. I hope he's on the podcast at some point. He's a realtor.
But he put in quotes for the comments. In quotes, here are the children who make our profit margins so high.
Nice one, Jeff.
That's a good one.
Ooh.
Yep.
The only thing that will make that
One
better
for
is
the pod.
these are the ones that are making the shoes. Close on
Well,
all time.
I mean, they're making the profit margins so high because they don't pay them anything.
well,
So yeah, they're making the shoes.
fair too.
Anyways,
How hypocritical is this? Of like, it's it's been well documented by Hated Duke. So the fact that 3 out of the 4 of these guys are Duke guys, one and done or not, just
I know
It
it
just-
doesn't feel right.
But you could make the argument: what North Carolina player would you put up? None.
North Carolina's been going for the 4-year guys, not the one and done.
North
guys.
Carolina has been going for good college players, and
Yeah.
and that's the downside,
Mm-hmm.
which
Yep,
just
that
doesn't
is
feel right.
sad.
That North Carolina doesn't have like a All NBA caliber guy that is going to be a Hall of Famer, surefire. It feels weird.
It also
No,
feels weird that these like Zion. Well, I'm sorry, Zion when he got his signature shoe was like the second coming
Yeah.
of LeBron, is what they said. But Jason Tatum having his own shoe is who's buying him?
AAU teams, I guess. Who
In
else?
St. Louis.
But I
That's
think
where
you
he's
could.
from.
I think you could say the gap between Luca's potential ability at this point to sell a sneaker and the rest of it's not even remotely close.
Right.
It's not even kind of close. It's like it almost feels like these 3 guys had to have a signature shoe. These 3 over here because of their name, at least so far, and then there's Luca in a completely different category than the rest of them.
Yeah. It feels. I mean, Jordan's always gone for the same kind of guy, and I don't feel like Tatum really fits the Jordan athlete guy. The other 2 do, or the other 3 do, but I just don't feel like Paolo should get his own sneaker. The big man thing's not working. I mean, we've known this for years and years and years. And I guess
No.
Tatum's not really a big man, but he's like that Paul George, like still too tall to still sell sneakers unless you're an absolute unit like LeBron and KD. Yeah, I don't know.
If Luca
This-
can get a good shoe and make a good choice there, it's over. If they can put whatever, if they can get information from their fan and create a good shoe, it's going to
Mhm.
be a big gap.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. Who would be the next Jordan athlete? They missed on Cooper Flagg, another Duke guy. Huge miss. I mean, that was it. That was the guy to get. I don't know if there's another.
Yeah, but
guy
he
out
ends
there.
up being a KD, right? If best case scenario, he's a KD type. He's not going to be a guard.
Yeah, sure.
I have to really
Just-
think about that.
I just don't know who Jordan. I mean, who? Chet? He's too tall.
This is a sleeper pick, okay? And if this guy can either propel his team to a better spot or blow up and become an all-star, but I feel like he's got a ton of potential, is Jaden Ivey with the Pistons. It's a deep cut, but I feel like
That is
he's
a
got
deep cut.
all the Jordan-esque like moxie and
Mhm.
I don't know, he's got a Dwayne Wade like game. And I don't know. If he can figure out this NBA stuff, I feel like that's a person.
I thought you were
that's
going
a-
to say Brandon Miller.
Brandon Miller. I'm sorry. 100% Brandon Miller. Brandon Miller all day. That's who the first should be, is Brandon Miller. And then the gap is huge between everybody else, including Jaden Ivey.
Well, we can move on from this one, but a few weeks ago we talked about the Charles Barkley sliding Michael Jordan as an owner. Well, hey, Jordan finally got a championship as an owner, a regular season championship, but his NASCAR team in its 4th year won the team regular season championship. So I guess that's of note. Don't really follow NASCAR, but
Not one bit. I have shirts, NASCAR shirts.
there you go.
That's as much as I didn't even know this. You just taught me something.
We would love to hear Chuck's thoughts on his NASCAR ownership.
Yeah,
Sure,
that's
sure, it's a little
good
better
call.
than his basketball ownership. Anyways, what is this trophy thing?
It looks like it's been photoshopped.
It does.
Right.
It also looks like something that would be like on an airplane, like a part of an
Yeah,
airplane.
I wonder if it's supposed to be like an
Like an air
engine. Like
filter.
neither of us are car people. Is it an engine thing? Right, that would
Maybe.
make sense.
Yeah.
Um,
It's like a carburetor or something.
that's exactly what it is. It's a flux capacitor.
Anyway,
I don't know.
moving
I
on.
don't know. Come on.
You sent this in. I know you wanted to. You love this.
I don't love it. I'm a Nike Jordan. Like
We're
this
looking
isn't
at
anything to love.
year over year something or other sales maybe of Nike, Jordan, Asics, and Adidas. Nike is down 11%. Jordan's down 12%. Asics is up 275%. And Adidas is up 68%. How much
What
of
is
that
the most
275 is Kith for Asics?
Almost all of it. The other thing is, but this can be deceiving. This kind of thing is,
Mhm.
we know Nike. Like, what's Nike's total market share?
It's still
70%, 80,
I don't think it's that high, but 50, roughly
50 up. Okay,
Yeah.
so let's put this as everything is relative. Okay, so relative. So with that being context is, here's what's deceiving is you see this, you're like, dang, Asics, bro, they were at the bottom of
Right.
the
It's
barrel.
like
So if they
got
sold
from
1,000, they sold
1% to
5,000.
3%. Right.
Yeah. So it's all relative. It's like
I mean,
they're not
yeah,
even making a dent in the machine right at the top.
theoretically, if they're at what, like 2%, then now they're at 5%.
Yeah, exactly. If that, it's
Right.
probably like 2% to 3%, right? It just they had so far to go.
Mhm.
But I thought it was interesting that we don't see New Balance,
Well, we didn't on that slide.
at least on that slide.
Who knows what it is, but yeah, it feels like Asics this year is kind of like the New Balance.
Yeah.
I'll tell you, watch out for Saucony next year, man.
Hey, listen, if it's just like everything else, the mom and pops eventually, like not the mom and pops, it's just like microbrews, how those started to explode 10 or 15
Mhm.
years ago, like microbreweries. That's what this is. It feels like a little bit. It's like,
Mhm.
but they have so far to catch up with Budweiser that it's not
Right.
even close, but it's cute. I don't see Asics. I don't see either of these two being on here next year. I mean, it's got to be New Balance, and that's surprising that Adidas is up that high. Like the only thing when I looked at this is like, is that because they've discounted all the Yeezy stuff and they've sold a crap ton of Yeezys all of a sudden? Like, who's buying Adidas? What do they have? It's
Yeah,
not
the
D-Rose.
article, right?
Or who else? Who else is I mean,
Trae Young.
yeah, it's
but
not the Donovan
article
Mitchell episode
was
8.
a
Whatever the heck they
ton
are.
of like it's like but from StockX, right? A lot of StockX people were
Hmm.
on this article. This was interesting from the article. It said Asics on resale has grown year over year 589% on resale on StockX.
It's crazy. But where? Where from? Where were
Right.
they? Right.
Right. I agree. They've really hit it hard with the Kith, with the gel Kayano, all the gel stuff. I mean, they are killing it, and so let's see. Adidas is up 88% on resale. A lot of that's easy resale. Yeah, so I think this is some resale. These are resale numbers, it looks like. So maybe that's what we're looking at. Well, anyways, there you go on that. Got good content. Oh, speaking of money, we got Shedeur Sanders with his own logo now from Nike. I guess he's got a Nike NIL deal. Thoughts on the
That
logo?
was news this week too. Cool and lazy.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's pretty fair on both accounts. Really smart to give him the wristband because he does the watch celebration. So
Very
he'll be holding
smart.
that up a lot. I'm sure people fall in love and buy his stuff. They need to probably get it out to market now. I would rather do it while he's in college than when he's in the pros.
See, and I'm just so out of the football space. Like, I just don't even care. I like
Yeah,
Dion because it reminds me of all the stuff about all my childhood, and that's it.
yeah. I think, Dion and Shedeur are such polarizing figures for how much coverage the media has given them, and people hate them and people love them. So I think it's pretty smart of Nike to do
Aren't there
this.
other sons though on that same team?
Yeah, there's I think Shiloh or something, and then
He's
one
just
of his
not as
other.
good,
I don't think so. No,
or he's just not
and
the
then
quarterback.
and then like his oldest son is like on the staff or something.
Okay.
Yeah, I think he's just probably not the quarterback. He's probably not as good either. But I mean, Nike's got to be betting all their football on this guy. I mean, why wouldn't you? I mean, could be a first round pick. I mean, he'll be a first round pick probably next year. You've got the lineage there. Is there another athlete who's like the father son thing from a brand perspective? I don't feel like
Marcus
that
Jordan.
anybody. Trophy room.
I mean, the best thing he's got is that he made the news like 2 weeks ago for snorting coke in Italy or something. Did you see that?
Yeah, I did see
Not
that.
a good look. I don't know.
Yeah,
Nobody.
I don't think there's any like brand people. Maybe Brawny. Nope.
I mean, he's not going to be any good, but
Yeah.
yes, in terms of name recognition.
Well, the next thing we've got, I don't know if you've seen this yet, but Eastside Golf continues to dominate the Nike Jordan space, and they've come out with 2 different golf shoes, and it's kind of dope. This brings me back to my childhood. You remember the basketball shoes in the East Bay magazine that had the change in color swoosh that you could slide in there? Well, they've done this in a little different way on a golf shoe. It's on an Air Force One. The only thing I don't like about it is they did the 86
Max
model. Yeah, Air Max 1. They did the 86 model, so the big bubble. Could have done without the big bubble, but hey, if you're trying to make it, do whatever you want. They also have the actual golf shoe, I don't know what it's called. I'm not going to guess either. But you see the little swoosh on the regular model, and then there's also a larger swoosh that you can put on these they're like pegs almost. So
Which is different.
It's a lot different. We've never seen that before, and so I think that's really cool. I wonder if that was like a Nike idea or if Eastside Golf had that idea. I think it doesn't look that great without the swoosh on it, but I think it's a cool way to add the swoosh. It's a kind of a jumbo swoosh that wraps around. You've got 6 different swooshes you can put on there. It's got their logo on the tongue, their logo on the sole of the shoe, which is awesome, and then Eastside Golf on the back of both shoes. Ooh,
don't have the back of that one. It's up at the top. Anyways, Hayes,
Those are cool. I
You
would
like 'em?
say what I just learned this like a hour or two before I saw this post. Didn't realize this is Eastside Golf's first collab with Nike.
yeah.
All the other collabs they've done is with Jordan.
Mm-hmm.
So
That's
that
right.
was interesting because I felt like we've seen something like this before and we haven't. I love this. This is awesome. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know what I think about the peg looking thing, but that's because we've never seen it before.
Yeah.
It makes the swoosh look like the Ja ones, like how it comes out. It's like embossed almost.
Mm-hmm.
Don't love the colors of the embossed of the swooshes,
Right.
but
Yeah.
it looks like they gave you a pack that will go with anything. It's probably what they were trying to do is like you can mix and match with a lot of different stuff. But I like this a lot. This is dope.
Yeah, I would love one of their older colorways that they had that were like the red clay. If they had a red clay
Mhm.
swoosh or even just a navy swoosh. But yeah, I can't hate on these at all. I mean, we've talked about the Jordans being like, I think you said it in like our game isn't good enough to wear
Mhm.
that nice a shoe. I feel like we could pull this off. It's a
Hmm.
low key white golf shoe, which a lot of people like to wear. It's not in your face, but then you can kind of make it your own as well. You can go. I mean, there's a ton of things you can do. Love the Air Max 1. The golf shoe itself, I don't really
It just looks
know
like a
who's gonna
FitJoy
buy it.
with the Nike logo on it. I mean, this isn't anything
Yeah,
special.
yeah.
I will say
It
this. This
also
is
has
funny.
the peg on it as well, so maybe it's cooler that you can do the swooshes on this one. But anyways, go ahead.
So I was in a golf tournament last Monday for ABR. Shout out to it's American Blade Runners. Shout out to them. You should go look that up. Anyway, I was in a golf tournament and I'm getting ready to drive to my tee where I'm teeing off, and there's this big dude that walks up and he's got on the Wolf Gray 5s golf cleat.
Oh, okay. The lows.
Yep. And I was like, dude, man, it doesn't matter what you shoot today. You are looking the best, buddy. Like, those are awesome. And I said, I love those shoes and I do not feel like I'm good enough golf to wear those. And he goes, man, look good, play good. And he was god awful. He was horrible. And I'm not even I'm a 96 golfer, right? I'm not
That's pretty
great.
good.
It's not. 72 is par.
Better than me. I know it's better than me.
96 is not good. Anywho, he was horrible, and it did give me enough of questioning of, do I go there? I can't do it, man. I don't feel good enough about my game to wear shoes like that.
Yeah, I feel you. I understand what you're saying. I don't feel good enough about my game to wear golf shoes, like just any golf shoes.
I mean, if I was a golf shoe, I would be a Sketcher. If my golf game was if I was represented by how good my game is, I'm going to be a Sketcher.
Yeah.
I would be an On Cloud. I'm not good. I mean,
That's me neither. Anyways, let's move on out of golf. We saw over the weekend just a bit of a note here. This was supposed to be the AE1. It's not an AE2. I think what do you call those? The meat dehydrator AE2s. I think they're revamping those. I think we're gonna get something else. We haven't seen those in a while. But alas, do you like this design of what would have been, what could have been?
no, not compared to what we got, right?
Yeah.
But
I mean, we got way better. It's still overall like a similar design. Looks a lot like the Harden too.
Well, I will psalm this. Okay. This
what
is
I
what it
wanted.
reminded me of when I saw it. And I forgot that this is what this was called, but it's the Nike Hyperflight is what it
Mm,
reminded me of.
yeah,
The
I can totally see that.
Yep, the whatever panel, whatever you want to call that, foam looking panel things.
Yeah,
Let's just say that AE1 was a big improvement over this. What could have been? This isn't good.
yeah.
This looks like a Tatum. This looks like a. Does it not?
Yeah, I mean, Tatum and Harden had a baby. Their shoes had a
If
baby.
Tatum and
Sorry.
Harden have a baby, this is it.
Yep. All right, keep on going. All right, you threw this in, I think. ASAP Rocky has a second colorway of his Puma Inhale Distressed. This was coming off the backside of the F1 collab that they had together. This is a vintage ragtag shoe. It looks
It's
better than the
horrible.
white colorway, but that's about the best I can say. It's horrible. Yeah.
First of all, I never saw the white ones. Second of all, I mean, it's A$AP Rocky, so he's got an album coming out, so this makes sense that it's in combination with the album coming out. I like that it's distressed. I think that's cool, but this shoe is horrible. This is horrible.
It's
It is.
terrible.
This is no good. It
Yeah.
looks like a middle school kid shoe.
They look like
Um,
Skechers.
It is very Sketcher like. My son
Yeah.
says looks like Skechers. It is so Skechers.
They look like
Yeah.
they light up on the
But
bottom.
this is the best he can do.
This is bad.
How much are they?
Oh, there's no telling. How much are they? He asked. There's no
I don't
telling.
know. Probably 200.
Yeah, 200, 250.
I can make some
Yeah.
better than that.
I mean, this looks like it was written out on a notepad by, 13, 14-year-old kid, and they said, let's do that. There's nothing
It
wrong with
looks
that.
like he sharpied them. Like
It
the
looks
red.
like
Here's
he
the
sharpened
thing.
him. Well, that's because it looks supposed to look old, right? It looks
Oh,
distressed.
yeah.
So that
It
I
looks
guess that
bad.
makes sense. It looks like you rode a motorcycle to school every day for a year, and then you called that a A$AP Rocky Puma Inhale Distressed
Red.
Red. So yeah. Anyway, but it's news because he's supposed to be good, and yada yada. Anyway,
Yep. Oh,
the
we're
irony
just on a run of bad shoes.
Look, but the irony of this is that do you remember last week I said I sommed a shoe and I said it looks like the Flight Posit clocks,
Mhm.
and then we get a Supreme this week. That's why
Yeah, we
I sent
got,
this to you. I was like, what are the odds that I said that?
Yeah, we've got an all black colorway. We've got a Italian colorway and a UCLA colorway. Is that what we got?
Is
here?
that what you would call that? This is
I
horrible.
don't know.
This is a
Yeah, these are all bad. This is
it's
one of
just
the worst shoes of all time.
I sent this to you only because the week before I'd said in the Psalm, I was like, oh man.
The
Reminds me
blue
of
ones are kind of sick though. The blue and yellow.
my
Feel
my
free to-
son, my 14
Yeah, we could hear him. That was horrible.
They are not sick.
Horrible
They
tape.
are
I
awful.
would wear them.
No, you would not.
If you bought me those blue and yellow ones,
If you
I'd
bought, you wouldn't pay for them.
Oh no, not
Yeah,
at all.
exactly. This looks like a Balenciaga. Like if I'm
Yeah,
being
it does.
horrible. Just what are they thinking?
those are-
Supreme,
just
come
like-
on.
They're just high quality.
Oh, whatever. This is-
Speaking of Balenciaga,
Oh,
did
here
you
we
see
go.
these? I couldn't verify if these were real or not. They're called the Flubberciaga.
Ooh, that almost looks like a bad word or something.
Do they like come apart?
No, I think they're on. It's basically stilts.
It's basically stilts.
It's basically stilts. In the 70s, they would have put a fish bowl in the middle of that and had fish swimming around in it. I mean, I don't know.
It would have
what
been
the
a
heck.
better shoe than this.
This is
They had
just
like
for shock
6 different
value.
colors. Yeah,
They
this
give you
is
like
who's
6
wearing
inches.
this.
What?
They give you like a 6 inches of height.
Yeah, exactly. It makes you if you're 5'11", you turn into 6'4",
Like you.
6'5". Anyway,
Anyways,
these are just ridiculous.
here was the slide I didn't put in last week.
Mm.
So
Oh, that's
Cooper
right.
Flag went to New Balance. Yep, we talked about it last week, so we can skip over it. But cool advertising, cool branding.
Yeah.
Up in Maine, a lot of cool scenery.
And we've already started somming a little bit, so let's continue. I know I've got one that you're gonna love. Maybe oh yeah. Reebok's first performance basketball shoe in how long? I don't know. 20 years?
No,
15
no.
years?
John Wall had one, right?
The Zig. Yeah.
The Zig.
But it was probably 12, 13 years ago. At least. So
I don't remember the last one since then.
didn't
Patrick Mahomes, wasn't he a Reebok guy for a while?
I think he's Adidas.
Oh, okay.
But
Here,
yeah,
this
I'm
is
not
so.
sure.
Keep going. I'm sorry.
No, this is worn by Angel Reese. This is called Exhibit something. Exhibit? I don't know what it's called. I'll look it up. You som this for me.
Can we say first of all, Angel Reese, who is buying anything? Who's buying her shoes? Who's gonna buy her shoes? Yeah, exactly. Crickets. There's nobody. Nobody's freaking gonna buy her shoes. Who cares?
This isn't her signature shoe. This is just the only Reebok shoe that's current.
Okay.
That's not an Iverson.
Because I feel like there's been a lot of talk I've been hearing about comparing Angel Reese to Shaq, and that is the most absolutely asinine, ridiculous. Even to compare it in the terms that she's not even Shaq against women.
This is called I'm sorry, I just had it. The Engine A. Engine A.
Okay, I
Weird
know
name
what I'm.
for terrible shoe name. Go ahead.
Horrible. I've got a psalm for you, but you're gonna have to see the picture in order for me to do my psalming justice. And I found one colorway, but it's a specific.
Okay, I'm gonna go while you're looking it up. Essentially, this shoe is I'm having a tough time for the upper. The midsole is the Air Max DN, the most recent one with the little Hayes called it Bakugan holders.
I got it.
Okay, go
Oh
ahead.
yeah, the balls. So
yeah, the balls and then the upper is like a mirror combined with I don't know what upper that is. It looks like an Alien versus Predator shoe. But go ahead.
in a weird twist of fate, this is what it reminded me of. Bad radio. I'm not going to tell you what shoe it is until.
Is that a Fila?
No. Do you see the resemblance though? Is it? Am I summing this okay?
Yeah, I see a little bit of a resemblance.
This is the Kevin Garnett shoe I sold, and after 2 wears, that's it. It's the Kevin Garnett Air and 1.
Okay, yeah, I can see that.
That's
This
weird.
reminds me of and this is a deep cut. And if you don't, I wouldn't be surprised if most people don't know this brand, but this reminds me of a Brand Black, like J crossover shoe.
Okay. It feels. Hey, also, little thing, but I get it. It's Reebok, but that little, what do they call their thing?
I don't remember. Like a jet stream or something. I don't know.
The jet stream on the sole, out of place. It's just too.
Yeah.
Get rid of it. Leave the one on the tongue. That's tacky.
Or come up with like a secondary logo or something. It looks like a
But not
paper
right there.
airplane, right?
Yeah,
It's a paper airplane.
but like there, right there, just don't put it right there. You already got the balls that we're paying attention to, whatever the air pocket balls things are.
Yeah. Overall, I don't think this is the worst thing Reebok could have done.
No.
And don't take that as saying like this is a good shoe, because it's not. But we've seen worse.
Yeah,
We've
I
seen a
agree.
lot
We've
worse.
seen the worst 2 slides ago. One slide
Yeah.
AO.
Yeah.
Agreed.
That's it for common.
But do you think to yourself, it's Shaq and Iverson? This is the best we can do? Like, this is the best you guys got? Is number one, Angel Reese. Number two, that shoe is the best you got.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm conflicted by that statement because, like, they had good shoes, but they didn't design them. They weren't the designers.
It's true. That is true.
So essentially, Shaq and Iverson are there to attract talent, and all they've done is gotten Angel Reese. Like, do we not have a men's basketball budget? Is anybody in the NBA signed to Reebok? Like, Skechers has like 4 athletes, and Reebok, Shaq and Allen Iverson can't sign a single person. That's where we're at right now.
Fallen.
I mean,
mighty. I don't know what to say. Here's what I know. Just, it's a numbers game. This isn't personal. It's math. Okay. I would guarantee you the sixth man of the year in the NBA. Who was that this year?
Sorry, I'm tired. Who was the 6th man? Malik Monk? I think he got hurt, and I don't think he got it.
Bobby Portis? Was that does that sound right?
2 years ago, I think, right?
Okay, let's use Bobby Portis.
Naz Reid this year. Malik Monk was runner-up.
I would guarantee you Malik Monk, as the 6th man of the year in the NBA, would sell 2 or 3 times the amount of the shoes that Angel Reese would for Nike or Reebok. So why wouldn't you just sign Naz Reid? He needs it probably, right?
Naz Reid and Malik Monk. I mean, that's a pretty
Better
good.
Reese. I take
Naz Reid's a young dude. He's a big good. I think he'd be
Walker
good.
Kessler.
Better than. He's not selling shoes. Naz Reid could.
But Angel Reese is.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm just.
That's all my point is like anybody. Shaq and Iverson. Like, are you trying to be relevant in whatever cultural? It's just money, guys. It's just a math equation.
Who's
nobody watches the NBA. Nobody watches WNBA for sure.
Who's the most Allen Iverson like player in the NBA? Or is that just not a fair thing to say about anybody? Kyrie?
I don't think Kyrie is as athletic as Iverson was. And I don't think Iverson has the handle that Kyrie is.
Yeah.
I feel like this is could draw a lot of hate, but he's not small enough. He's too strong. I was gonna say Scoot. Scoot's is it Jaden Ivey?
He's 6'5", 6'4".
Yeah, he plays little.
Feels like
Anyways, that's another question for another time.
Yeah,
but yeah, we're all out of slides there, so perfect timing.
Look at that.
Anything else from the week?
I shot all my bullets, man. I told you. Caddy, pipe, fit swap. Shout out to Coop and Rylan. I cannot wait to do caddy, whatever you called it.
Caddy content.
I have so many ideas with that, but it's just going to mean I have to start a TikTok, right? I don't want to do that, but
look up. This will not be a shoe that I get to break my Nike seal. But have you ever seen the Gel NYC Asics?
No.
I saw some in store the other day, and I didn't hate them.
Show.
There's 2 different kinds, so you can't. There's one with air bubbles going all the way down, or maybe it's the midsole color. It just looks bad.
Look at the pipe residue all over my pinky.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, dude, it smells so good. Have you ever? Oh, the smell of a pipe is like
You're an old
top
man.
2 smells ever, maybe.
Let me try to find this.
You don't like the smell of a pipe? Like
What
when
do
you
you think
smell
about
it?
that? What do you think about that? Gel NYC.
Hate the
version?
model, love the colors.
I'm not hating the model as much as I used to.
Okay. It reminds me of the New Balance model that we hate so much. Whatever
let
that
me
one's
see.
called.
These ones that I saw in store. I don't know if these were it or not. They were $250 at this store that I found.
Dang.
Yeah, I don't
Asics?
know where they were. Let me see. Yeah. Gel NYC Harbor Blue 10.5. I don't know. I would think this is it. It says Harbor Blue, but
But that's not them.
I don't think so.
What is this gel white Godin? It's $89.99, $89.95 right there. Click that one.
Oh, it's the Gel Light 5. I love this
will you
model.
click
This
it?
is my favorite model. Can you see it? Oh, sorry. It opened in a different tab. It's not working.
Well, that's a darn shame because that is the coolest model. I like that one.
Yeah. Gel Light 5 is 100% the coolest model that Asics has, in my opinion. But anyways, yeah, I think that's it. I don't think I have any well, I have seen illegal sneakers. I have seen it on the up and up. So I'll try to get back to posting content for illegal sneakers content every Friday. So we got Fit Swap Tuesdays and illegal sneaker Fridays. I'll try to also snap some photos of other people in the office wearing sneakers.
Yeah, if you can do that,
some
and that can be your
dunks this
content.
week.
A reel, do a reel, do like quick, boom, 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 boom. That'd be dope.
Okay.
Right.
I will
It'd be sick. And then post it on the TikTok.
I will try to do that. On TikTok. Are we doing like what's a Patreon?
I
Where
don't even
people
know what that
pay?
is. If you could smell this cigar, it smells so good.
I have not smoked a cigar since
I said
since
cigar
I was
pipe.
with you.
If you could smell
know.
this pipe.
Anyways, it's been episode
We did it.
184 of the Still Drippin' Happy Hour. Thank you for tuning in. Please go to the Printify store, cop all the merch that you need.
Tell Dana Mason to come back.
You mean Landon, but yes.
Dana Landon.
Lost my train of thought. You could be anywhere in the world, but you're here with us, and we appreciate that. Go check out Fit Swap Tuesdays, the reel. They come out on Wednesdays, but they swap on Tuesdays, I believe.
Yes.
If you tweet, if you gram in some Fit Swap Tuesdays, we'll send you some vintage.
We will.
And
Follow the cards one.
cookies on the bottom shelf.
Can you turn
Follow
this
the
up?
algorithm. Yep. We love you all.
Smoking my pipe. Smoking my pipe. Riding in the caddy. I got on a mink coat. I got some gold teeth. I got a dead body in the trunk. I just killed your granny, killed your mama, killed your cousin, piled them in my back of my trunk with my cocaine. Puffing on my pipe, puffing on my pipe. It's mahogany, mahogany. Mahogany, mahogany, oh, mahogany.
That's good.
That was some deranged version of Silk Sonic. Peace. We'll see you next week.
Oh my god.